Rise of Kingdoms is a game that mistakes don't go unpunished. And I've been playing it for over 4 years, and I indeed made many mistakes when I first started playing. So in today's beginner guide, I will go over the most common mistakes new players make, so you don't mess your account like I did on my previous one. Mistake number 1 that many new players make is of course not understanding the value of a legendary commander sculpture and spending them recklessly on quote-unquote useless commanders. Apart from Minamoto and Flat, universal sculptures can be used to upgrade the skills of any commander you have summoned, and of course some commanders not as powerful as the other ones. And that's why you always want to use them on the absolute best commanders that will perform really well for you when it comes to PvP battles. I recently made a video regarding the best commander pairings we currently have in Rise of Kingdoms, so make sure to check it out after this one. The general rules are quite simple when it comes to investing, or I should say not investing on a legendary commander. You don't spend any sculptures on gold key commanders because they're literally free and you can upgrade them over the course of time via gold keys. You don't invest on garrison or rally commanders unless you are very serious about the game and you don't plan to invest considerable amount of time and money in Rise of Kingdoms. And finally, you don't invest on non-meta commanders. As I said, if you want to know the current best pairings that we have in Rise of Kingdoms, make sure to check out this video after you finish this one. Very common mistake number 2 is not upgrading your alliance center as soon as you upgrade your city hall. Every time you upgrade a building, for example, you will see a hand icon on top of the building, and if you click on it, you will request for help from your alliance members. And all they need to do on their screen is to click on this hand. As you can see, it says you helped all members, and they will help you with one click, which will reduce the time remaining for the specific action, whether it's a building upgrade, research, or a healing, but it will reduce it massively, especially if you're in the late game. This research I'm doing right now, have a frame from 9 to 10, still 54 days left, and when I started this research it was like 80 something days, and imagine reducing the time remaining when your research or building is like 80 days. It's going to be massive. So every single time after you upgrade your city hall, immediately the first thing that you need to do, always upgrade your alliance center, and then you can start doing other buildings or researches so that you get more helps. Because if we click on information and click on this little icon, as you can see, every time you upgrade this building, times you can be helped will increase 1 more. When you get it to max level 25, your alliance members will be able to help you 30 times, which is massive, as I said, especially in the late game when your researches or building takes weeks or months. And mistake number 3, since we are in the research screen, is indeed messing up your research. When I first downloaded Rise of Kingdoms years ago, the moment I saw 2 technology trees, military and economic, I was like, this is a PvP game, who cares about the economic tree? I'll go all in on the military technology. And of course, I was very wrong. Because there are 2 specific researches in the economic technology tree that will make you grow your account or power up faster and cheaper speed up wise, and they are super important and must be your first focuses when it comes to research. And those technologies are number 1, masonry, which will give you, when you max it, 15% building speed, writing, 10% research speed, and all the way here we have engineering and mathematics. Mathematics gives you extra 15% research, and engineering gives you extra 35% building speed. If you focus on these specific researches first before these ones, every single time you upgrade a building or every single time you do a research, it will cost you way less time. And time in Rise of Kingdoms, like literally, is money. When you get into the late game, it's all about 2 things: resources and speed ups. And what you are doing by upgrading or focusing on your building and research speed technologies first, you're kind of guaranteeing yourself that in the later stages of the game, you will need to use way less speed ups for these buildings. When you're in KVK, you can use them for training and healing, which are the 2 most important things. So I know it is tempting to go all in on the military technology, as I felt when I first downloaded the game, but no. First, work on your masonry, work on your writing, and then complete your engineering and mathematics, or at least get them to a decent level. Then you can focus on your military technology. Of course, I'm not saying that just play with tier 1 units until you max them. No, you shouldn't do that. You should also work towards at least your tier 4 units. However, your focus, your main focus, should be, as I said, research and building speed technologies first before you get into, focusing on unlocking your tier 5 units. Because imagine me doing this research without writing 10% research speed and without mathematics extra 50, like 25% research speed. In that case, it would have cost me way more speed ups or way more days that I needed to wait. Mistake number 4, this is my favorite one and probably one of the most common one, and it is crafting random legendaries. Legendary equipment in Rise of Kingdoms is the most expensive type of equipment, and you wouldn't believe how many newer accounts I saw with Shadow Legends Fortune's Retribution, Ian's Choice, Shio's Return, etc. The problem is that those legendary blueprints can be obtained from the crystal keys, and when players get one, they get so excited and they craft that equipment immediately, thinking that it's going to boost their open field performance massively. But in reality, they're actually hurting their accounts badly. I have a lot of guides regarding the best possible legendary equipment configurations, and not just me, many other Rise of Kingdoms YouTubers do have the same guides, because all legendaries are not as useful or are not as powerful as the other ones. And unfortunately, you cannot say, oh okay, so I crafted the wrong legendary equipment, let me just dismantle it and craft the correct one. I mean, sure you can do it, but if we compare dismantling an epic or a legendary equipment, you will see the difference. So this cost me 50 epic materials, and as you can see, if I dismantle it, I'll get all 50 materials back. However, if we go to a legendary, this one for example, if I dismantle it, it will only give me 20 legendary materials back. However, initially, if you take a look at the boots, as you can see, it does cost 40 materials. So as you can see, when you dismantle a legendary equipment in Rise of Kingdoms, you only get half of the materials back, which sucks because legendary materials are so hard to obtain and it takes so long to get enough legendary materials for even for one legendary blueprint. So when you are crafting your legendary equipment, please go ahead and take a look at the guides, take a look at the which equipment configuration are the best, and please craft based on those. But the thing that you need to pay attention again is those guides needs to be up to date. Like I also do have equipment guides from like many years ago, and they're not up to date. So when you're watching a guide about, you know, best legendary equipment in Rise of Kingdoms for each troop type, you also need to make sure that those are up to date. Mistake number 5 that many new Rise of Kingdoms players do is of course wasting their precious gems. When you first downloaded the game, how the hell do you suppose to know that there is an event called More Than Gems, and when you simply spend your gems during that event, you get incredible rewards? Well, I guess that's why I'm making this guide, huh? Gems are the premium resources in Rise of Kingdoms, and you can spend them for literally anything. Speeding up your buildings, researches, training troops, buying resources, like literally everything. But in reality, you should only spend them on a handful of things. Some examples could be Wheel of Fortune, 7k gem event, Hunt for History, or Holy Nice Treasure. Saving your gems for these type of events will give you a lot of rewards, whether it's commander sculptures, materials, or blueprints. Besides these special events, there are a few things that you can spend your gems on, but if possible, you should do it during More Than Gems, where the only thing that you need to do is just spending your gems, and in return you'll get some incredible rewards. Number 1 is upgrading your VIP level, number 2 Book of Covenants, number 3 Master's Blueprints, and number 4 is purchasing Sage Testimonies until a certain point. VIP is extremely important, and you 100% want to allocate some of your gems to upgrade it over the course of time. Book of Covenants are needed for you to upgrade your castle every time, and they are very hard to farm without spending gems, so when you are close to unlocking your T5 units, it's definitely okay to spend some of your gems on. Master's Blueprint is the item that's needed to upgrade almost all your buildings from level 24 to level 25, and there is no other way to get them except buying them with gems for 2,000 each, so it can be a good purchase during a More Than Gems event. And finally, Sage Testimonies to upgrade your formation building after your KVK 1. But number of sages needed increases drastically when you get close to level 25, so I would say get it to level 20 as fast as you can, then you may slow down and try to complete the remaining upgrades for free, because there are a couple ways that you can get these sages without spending any gems. Of course, it will take you longer to upgrade if you are not spending gems on Sage Testimonies, but I would say for most players, level 20 is a pretty good spot to slow down. Mistake number 6 that new players do very often in Rise of Kingdoms is using the wrong civilization. Look, I get that. If you have, let's say, a favorite civilization in real life, you want to use that one in Rise of Kingdoms. You can certainly do it. In the end, it's a game, you want to have fun, you want to play with your favorite civilization. But if you decide to play Rise of Kingdoms this way, you shouldn't expect to perform really well. Some civilizations are just simply better than the other ones. Start with China, simple as that, good bonuses, action point recovery, building speed, and you'll also get Sun Tzu, who is the best epic commander in the game. Later on, if you're a free-to-play low spender, certainly switch to Germany. It gives you cavalry attack, troop training speed is going to help you a lot, and most important one, 10% action point recovery. And if you're a heavy fighter during KVKs, you can switch to France. It will give you hospital healing speed by 20%, which means you will be using less speed ups to heal your troops. So I think Germany and France are the two main civilizations for the majority of players in the game, but of course there are other civilizations that depends on your main troop type or what you want to do in the game. For example, Ottoman is really good because it gives archer health, it gives troop march speed, and commander skill damage by 5%, which is amazing. If you're a heavy infantry player, Vikings could be good, Greece could be good. So if you want to learn the details, if you want to go in depth about civilizations in Rise of Kingdoms, definitely check out some guides. But as I said, Germany and France I think 2 are the most important one for majority of the players. There are many other mistakes that new Rise of Kingdoms players do, but that's it for today. If you want part 2, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to download Rise of Kingdoms with one click, make sure to use the link in the description or pinned comment. I see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.